I'm looking.
What time is it right
now? I don't know. Let me see. I mean, we've only been here like 11 minutes.
It's like 2 hours.
Oh, 3 hours. Oh, it's 12:49. Just it's 1 a.m.
You guys, 1 o'clock. This is what happens if you want to get somewhere. Get a good freaking mentor in your life.
What are you doing at 1 a.m. right now?
What are you doing? They're not doing.
You're not.
They're watching Netflix.
Well, they're either that or they're sleeping. They'll see this in the morning.
One of the two.
We're still working.
Do you consider this
It's
work?
really not work.
This
right?
is fun. Welcome to Miami. Like whatever comes to my mind at that moment.
Because I'm down there taking notes like a kid in a candy store. Like on everything I'm learning, man.
You're front row.
You would have laughed. Yeah, I was front row. Like this. And I'm just like, two things that happen. A, you have too much money, or B, you think you know everything. Which one was it? And you could hear like a pin drop.
I know. The whole room was.
It was like, you know, like this. So I'm thinking to myself, two things. Ryan's never inviting me to another these again, or he's going to drag me off the stage, you know, or half the crowd's going to love it, half the crowd's not. And yeah, so people kind of turned around, and like it was a good response afterwards. You know what I mean? The speech was, you know, decent, and kind of people took me in. But it was crazy because you got guys like, you know, John Duffy and Jason and, you know, and Henny Morales and those guys that were there. They really kind of came to me, and David Corbin, he's fucking awesome. You know what I mean?
They all loved you.
Dude, such cool dudes, you know? And for them to come up to me, because I flew out there on a whim. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like Ryan, I thought I was getting punked. Ryan's calling me, he was like, yo, bro, why don't you come out to LA? And it was through a mutual, you know, friend at the time. And
last time I thought I was getting punked, I got arrested.
Yeah.
For protein powder.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Seriously.
For protein powder.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess that's a whole other story.
A whole nother night.
But yeah, bro, and then throughout the weekend, it was crazy. People coming up and talking to me, and I took it all in. But I realized there's a lot of good people, man, but there's also a lot of shady people in the business. Yeah. And as there is in any business, don't get me wrong, right? But I want to make a difference. From that, you know, when my dad passed away, I said, no one knows who I am, but they're going to. And I think I even said that in the speech. Like, none of you know who I am, but you're going to know me. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I've lived, and I've gone full force since. So, yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at, you know?
You know, I look at, like, what time is it right now?
I'm like, right there, baby. I like that.
Yeah. What time is it? What time's your phone time? Guys, look at this. It's 11:06.
11:06.
11:06 p.m.
Yeah, p.m.
And it's interesting because...
Them apples. Always working. Handsome fuck.
Because we're in Orlando, Florida at 11:06 p.m. Now, here's the thing: most people are sleeping, partying, drinking, at home, watching Netflix.
Look at that beautiful family, by the way. Man,
it's gone.
I know you do have a beautiful family.
It's gone. Look at
You
that beautiful.
do have a beautiful family.
Boom.
Beautiful family.
This is 11:06 p.m. Most people don't build relationships. Most people are out there doing fun stuff, fulfilling your inner need for fulfillment.
Yeah.
And, right, all the time. Like, how many people do you know that have done drugs or drink? Like, when I was a pro athlete, so many people went out and partied hard because they just wanted to feel good about themselves.
Yeah, and accept it.
And accept it, totally.
Yeah.
So as an athlete, I saw so many people doing stuff just to create that value, fulfillment. I got a call today, and there was a kid, one of the mothers for our school that we're opening. The mother says, my kid has a very challenging time telling people when he needs help.
Yeah.
And I go, here's the deal. The average school system is not going to change anything for you. What we get to do is we're going to put your kid with a mentor. We're going to give him options and opportunity in life. We're going to show him different ideas and perspectives. We're going to tell him he's right 100% of the time because it's his perspective, but it doesn't necessarily create the result that he's going to want long term. Because if he looks at it from mine, if he wants to be a fighter, me. If he wants to be a top sales trainer, you. If he wants to be an emotional intelligence professor or create curriculum, me or you. It's very interesting to be able to help parents connect with their kids. And I go, and your kid's going to come home and do his dishes by the time he's done with our first semester. And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, he doesn't understand the value right now to serve his family. And we're gonna put the kid with a mentor, but his second mentor he's gonna get because he earns it.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, why do you do what you do? And if you don't help your family, then what are you doing?
Yeah.
If you're not supporting the people you love or you should be loving the most, why are other people going to care about you if you can't even care about your family because you don't even care about yourself?
Yeah.
So it's interesting on how people spend, and the reason why I say 1106 is because, like, I do this all the time. You do this all the time, right?
Sure.
You know, and you also spend time with your wife a lot, right?
Yeah.
But if you just had a 9 to 5 or had a 9 to 5, we'd be home, like, at our house hanging out with, you know, our family.
And you know the crazy thing is that, you know, when I told my wife that, you know, it's like, yeah, Dana's in town, I missed him last time, you know, she's like, hey, bro, you know, she's laying in bed right now. And she's like, this is what you love.
Dude, but it's interesting because most people just want to help people. Mm-hmm. And I made this, did I make this quote? I made this quote up, right? Helping people doesn't solve problems necessarily, but solving problems helps a lot of people. There's a couple quotes that I've been throwing.
Yeah.
I find that if we create systems, like if people want to do, like I'd love to have you guys with Omni Group come down and spend a full day with all my kids in my school one day, and all their parents. Like let's fill our auditorium at the school and show people, give them a tool. Because a lot of the parents probably work in a sales job, and if they performed better, they'd come home happier. And if they looked at things, you know, if life was better at work, they'd be like, dude, now I get to come home and work, you know, hang out with my kid. Yeah. So it's interesting how we're starting to think like I've called Grant, you know, Cardone. Like I want, because your program you might say it one way and it clicks. Grant might come in and say it another way. I'm gonna call Tony up. I'm gonna call Gary V. I'm gonna call every guy there is in the circuit. And if I believe in you, I'm gonna want you in the school. If I don't believe in you, I will not accept you.
Of course.
I even had a guy, part of a big organization, go, I want to bring our whole board in and see your school. And I'm thinking to myself, first I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then I'm thinking to myself after, I'm like, my kids aren't pets.
Yeah.
If you want to come in and bring value, is one thing. If you want to come in and do a photo shoot and look cool, that you did something, that's... Yeah. I swore. Sorry, Brittany. But I'm not supposed to swear on the vlog.
Oh yeah,
but it's to me it's ridiculous on where people's value set is, and so I'm not gonna. You want to come in one person speak one day every Wednesday for 4 hours. All we do is life. Yeah. Wednesday is life day, so we do a speaker in the morning. We do emotional intelligence for a couple hours. We'll have mentors coming throughout the day, and it's 4 hours of school a day, dude. If you and I went to school 4 hours a day. No, you'd be in jail a lot sooner. No, I'm just kidding. If it was your school, it wouldn't be. But if it was Ray's, it would be. So what we're doing now is I've met with the owners, not the owners. I've met with the managers of Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, Foot Locker, all the companies locally around our school. Not all of them. A lot, about 20 of them so far. And I just walk in door to door. Here you go. Here's what we're doing. We want you to hire our kids. Would you hire kids if they were already pre-trained? And every person's like, yeah, bro.
Yeah, of course.
Like, why wouldn't we hire somebody that wants to work hard? Why wouldn't we hire somebody that wants to show up in integrity? Why wouldn't we hire somebody that actually will listen, to understand, to learn, to grow, to take my job? Like, I told that to a manager. I'm like, if I can get a kid to work his ass off for a few years and take your job, that looks great for you. Now you're going to be a district manager.
Yeah. It's really, to me, I get it. Because it's like you almost have to have someone that, it's not that they have to come from nothing to understand where they're going, right? But guys like us, especially guys like, you know, that have been through turmoil at such a young age and they've seen heartache and they've gone through, you know, whether it's marital problems or they've gone through life problems with their own families, they've fought through that. Because, you know, obviously, when you're going through something that big of a struggle, you know, there's something super awesome after that, as long as you get through it, right? But it's getting through it that matters. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, for me, I work with people like now. There's since LA and a couple of events I did after that. Like I was on stage with us a couple times after it. Excuse me, and some decent sized people here. And I was offered these speaking gigs, and I was just like, no, you know what I mean? And it was like, and it wasn't a lot. It was like I was getting like, which again, it was a lot for me because I didn't know who I was literally, you know, a year ago. Yeah. So when I'm getting $5,000 to speak for 45 minutes or an hour, it doesn't seem like a lot. But it's never about the money because, you know, I want to be rich, I want to live a lifestyle that I feel like I'm accustomed to, but I want to bring, like you said, I want to bring value, bro.